It is far too late. Far too freaking late for me. I would have preferred to lift a bit earlier today, but I spent a good chunk of time sleeping. Freaking sleeping, I can tell. Not to the point where I'm gonna skip the gym, but I feel kind of systemically fatigued a little bit. To the point where if tonight, after I finish this chest day, if I feel real rough tomorrow, it might just be time for a rest day. I'm not anti-rest day. This is something that, oh, passing a guy on an electric scooter. But so I'm not anti-rest day. Um, Now this is coming from my perspective because I've never really taken like planned rest days. Like I've never had a rest day a week, which I'm not saying it may not improve my gains. I'm sure I'll probably try it eventually, just not yet. But as far as I'm concerned, if I feel fresh, I want to train. But opposite side of that coin, if I feel like I'm not just kind of tired, like, oh, I'm kind of sleepy, like if I do feel systemically fatigued, then I may say, let's just save the lift for tomorrow, and it'll be more productive. I'll be a more, well, just recovered fucking machine. You got to remember, before your body is going to handle muscle growth, it's got to deal with just baseline repair of any other kind of fatigue and damage that's been done. So if you're totally fucking out of it because like you got zero sleep or like 3 hours of sleep for like 2 nights in a row, you're just fucking groggy. And this is something which can be a little bit of a good gauge for that. Of course, you can buy like a really fancy bed and like a watch, like, combination, and it can like read you your sleep score and your level of recoveredness. I don't know what that's called, but like that's some shit there. But it's kind of I don't know. I don't think that's for everybody. It's kind of extra fancy. I I may look into that in the future because those are some kind of important metrics I may want to look into. But a more bro sciencey tactic on how well, or you know, for the most part, how well recovered you are, is your grip strength. Right. So if you can just sit here and make a fist, right? If you can seriously fucking squeeze, and you're exerting a pretty solid amount of effort, and like it's actually transferring into your grip strength, or maybe like sometimes it helps to grab something, like you could grab two of your fingers and really give them a good squeeze. If you can, if you do this on a consistent basis, like every so often, you just kind of like test that. Then on days where you're super well rested, super well recovered, well fed, well everything hydrated, your grip is going to be nice and strong. You can tell you've got a lot of fucking power in your hands. And on days where you feel like shit, and I do want you to try this just because it is kind of cool. Days where you feel like shit, you didn't drink enough, you're definitely dehydrated, then you'll notice when you try to really squeeze hard, you're not going to be able to exert as much force as normal. And if you want to take that a level further, you should get a like a dynamometer, that grip strength reader. And if you were to record your numbers when you're super strong, or when you're super well rested, fed, and recovered, you're going to be able to excuse me, you're going to be able to squeeze a really high reading for you. And on days where your recovery it's not there, that number is going to be lower. So that can be a little bit of a gauge on whether or not you should take a rest day or just chill. But I don't know, even then, it's like, even if I'm not completely recovered, and this is just a bro sciencey run into a brick wall till you get through it kind of mentality, but even if I kind of feel like shit, then I still want to kind of work out. It's in a sense, like I almost feel like that's like a test of my own, well, just a testament to how bad I want it, where it's like, I don't care how fucking tired I am. This is where I was talking about this in the last drive home from the gym. You've got your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. So for me, if I'm sick, or if I'm tired, or if I was really busy and I'm just maybe out of the zone, subconsciously, the thought may arise in my fucking head, which this happens for everybody. Like, oh, dude, just take a rest day. Just skip. Just go easy. Just go easy today, right? And that's a subconscious thought. It can't be controlled. Spontaneous. It means nothing until you actually give it, power by consciously, affirming it, right? If that thought arises, then you start to think, yeah, no, it would be better if I just stayed at, right? So that's where you kind of have to have the ability to put your foot down with yourself and say, I'm not a fucking baby. Come on, let's get real, right? Or maybe think about anything, you know. When I started lifting, I was watching Baki, and some days I was kind of irresponsible when I was in high school. And not like in life. I mean, like I'd put off like assignments and shit to the point where it'd be like midnight and I haven't lifted yet. I gotta wake up at 6 to go to school, or like 6:30 or whatever.